Hi everyone, this is Cheryl and welcome to my sewing room. I'm going to demonstrate how to make this pretty hanging kitchen towel. You have the choice of just putting the bottom portion on or just the top portion on or putting both on. So let's get started. You'll need the following supplies and take into consideration that the measurements are approximate because each towel is going to be a different width. So for the bottom, you'll need a piece of fabric that is you only need one, 3" by 17" ribbon, 1" by 17" ruffle, 1 1/4" by 17". For the top, you'll need 2 pieces of fabric that are 8 1/2" squared. You'll need also 1 8 1/2" square of iron-on interfacing and rickrack 1/2 inch wide by approximately 20 inches long. The measurements that I gave you fit the towel I was working on, but you need to measure your own towel and adjust the measurements accordingly. So the first step is to measure the width of your towel from side to side. Then add 2 inches to that. For example, my towel was 15 inches wide and I added 2 inches, so I cut my piece of fabric 17 inches long. Now the length that I wanted it was 3 inches, but you can make yours longer or even a little shorter if you like. After you've cut your fabric out, then place the ribbon up here against the raw edge. So the top of the ribbon is up here on the raw edge. And then stitch it on. You could just use a basting stitch if you like, or just a regular stitch. I find it was easier to put everything on if I stitch this on separately. Then take your ribbon and you're going to place it about the middle of the top edge of this fabric is going to go in the middle of the ribbon. And you're going to stitch right along this edge here of the ribbon all the way across. After stitching the ribbon on, then go to your ironing board and fold each end of the border over 1/4 inch and press. Remember, do it at both ends. Then you're going to press a hem into this. So you're going to fold the lower raw edge over 1/4 inch, press all the way across, fold again 1/4 inch and press all the way across. Then stitch the hem down using matching thread. I'm going to place the border right over this red strip right here, the top edge of the border, because I want some of the gray and this red stripe here to show. So let me show you what it looks like. I don't know how well you can see it up there, but some of this border up here is showing. You'll have a little bit of overhang at each end, so you want to wrap it behind and pin it down and then place pins across here. And you also want to do the same thing at the other end. Wrap it behind and pin it. After you've pinned it on, then you're going to stitch right along this edge here and then at the top edge of the red ribbon all the way across and then stitch down to here. Now you can leave the towel just as it is and not put the little hanging decorative piece on the top edge. But if you want to do that, then my advice is to find the center of your towel, and the center of my towel is right here in between these 2 red lines. So I'm going to cut the towel in half and show you how to do the decorative hanging portion. And because I have a rooster on both sides, I actually get 2 towels out of just 1. Fold the towel on the back side to where the 2 sides meet. All right, and then you're going to measure the width across here. Mine comes out to about 7 3/4, and so I'm going to add anywhere from 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. Now this towel is not very thick, so I'm going to maybe add just a 1/2 inch. If you're using a really thick towel, you might want to add that extra 3/4 of an inch. Here's how you make the template. Whatever your measurement is, plus your seam allowance that you added in, you're going to draw a square that size. I'm going to use 8.5 inches just to make it simple here, rounding it off. So do your 8.5 inch square, and then half of that is 4 1/4. So you're drawing a line right down through your square this way, and at 4 1/4 inches going across this way. Now draw a curved line up here like this, and now let me show you how I did that. I took a bowl and I centered the bowl to where I had equal amounts of distance between the two lines here and the bowl. And take the bowl to where it touches that top line up there. And then you're just going to draw a line, and you're going to stop about 1.5 inches to 2 inches from your center line over here. All right? Then you're just going to freehand draw down to this corner here and over here. And then you can cut this out. If you want, what I like to do is draw my templates onto cardstock. Then I can use it over and over again for other kitchen towel projects. Fuse the heavy iron-on interfacing on the back side of one of your fabric pieces. Then bring the other fabric piece with this one so you have front sides together. And you can cut all of your pieces out at the same time. So place your template on there and go ahead and draw around this. Then take straight pins and pin it together. And you want to use several pins because you don't want the fabric to shift. Then either with a rotary cutter or a pair of scissors, go ahead and cut on the drawn lines. Take one of your fabric pieces, and on the front side you're going to stitch the rickrack on. So you want the outer edge of the rickrack to be right up against the edge of the fabric all the way around, and stitch over on this side of the rickrack and stitch it down all the way around. Bring front sides together of your fabric and pin along these 3 sides right here. Then stitch a very narrow 1/4 of an inch all along the 3 sides. Then after doing that, of course, remove the pins, and then you're going to do little snips along the edges. Now don't cut on the rickrack. I would cut in between the little rickrack pieces and do little snips all along the edges here. And the reason why you do that is that when you turn it right side out or front side out, these edges will lay very flat. So after you do your little snips, then go ahead and turn it front side out. Then press your edges flat. Fold these edges inside about 1/2 inch and press along the lower edge there. Fold your towel back to where the edges meet each other in the center, and then insert it inside of your holder piece. And I would go up about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Just make sure if you have any decoration that's on the front. For instance, if I went too far, the words Farm Fresh would be covered up. So look at your towel, see what the design is on there, and make adjustments accordingly. Then pin it down, and then you're going to stitch along this edge here. The one thing you want to be careful is when you're stitching to make sure it catches this bottom edge here. So a little trick I learned a while back is to stick a pin right there in the edge of this red checked fabric and see if it'll catch that lower edge. And I see that my back edge is up a little bit too high, so there I would make adjustments. Last step is to put the Velcro on. So center a piece down here and then up here, and then when you fold it in half, there you go. Kitchen towels are such easy, quick projects to do, and they make great gifts, especially for those special occasions. Mother's Day, birthdays, weddings, and don't forget Christmas. And since this video is being released in the summer, summer is the best time to get started on those Christmas gifts. For more decorative kitchen towel ideas, go to the green screen at the end of this video and click on the kitchen towel link. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click on thumbs up and don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click on that red subscribe button down there in the lower right hand corner of your screen. Enter your email address, click on that little bell so you receive email notifications about my latest video. I'm Cheryl and I'm so glad you came to my sewing room. See you next time and happy sewing!